Welcome to our unit Nidra. Keep a couple of blocks nearby. We'll grab them a bit later. Being a strap nice and close. We're going to come to line our backs. Maybe you like the bolster under the knees or not. We're going to come through a few minutes of mindfulness. So if it's more comfortable for you to have the bolster under your knees, if that's better for your back, doing that, we'll kick it out of the way soon. But taking any sort of variation to the shape that feels good for you. And when you arrive in your shape, gently closing the eyes. And if it feels comfortable, bringing the hands to rest on the belly. You may have one hand at the top of the belly, a solar plexus sort of space, and the other one down near your belly button. And then you arrive, taking a nice and deep inhale through the nose. Exhale to sigh out the mouth. Letting go of the busyness of your day. Letting go of thoughts about today's conversations and activities. Letting go of thoughts about plans and to-do lists. Letting go of any thoughts you may have rolling around about expectations for yourself and for this practice tonight. Just allowing yourself to arrive here on your mat in this moment. Help us work towards this arrival and presence. Spend a little bit of time connecting with our breath. I notice the sensation of the rise and fall of your breath underneath the hand. Just allowing the breath to occur naturally. There's nothing it needs to do. If you notice your rise and fall, and you begin to invite a deeper, longer, slower breath into the body. So that the hand that is the lowest can feel expansion underneath it too. Ujjayi breath is in your practice. If you are familiar with that, you're welcome to bring that in here. Ujjayi breath is when you begin to hug the windpipe inward, or providing a sense of drawing the breath along the back of the throat. And if you find your breath starts to catch a little bit, I'm just softening that hugging off a little. And the purpose or intention for this, not only does it lend the breath a little bit of texture, help to slow it down, it's a way in which we can engage in the breath to shift the energy in the body and move from just breathing to pranayama, breath with intention. You notice your rise and fall of your breath. Can you begin to notice the length of your inhalation? And perhaps you give your inhalation a count in your mind's eye. You've noticed a sort of consistent length of inhale, and you begin to allow your exhalation the same count to match equal length inhale and exhale. Steady rhythmic breath. And that equal parts rise and fall of the breath a little longer. Intention on offer for tonight's practice, and actually for this whole week for my classes. Steadiness and ease. And become finding our steadiness and ease throughout our practice is always important. It's extra important at this time of year. Time of year in Ayurveda is our bridging season around the equinox. Time that the days are getting shorter and shorter, and soon will become equal length days, and then the days will become longer, and it's around a week or two before and the week or two after equinox, and that we begin to notice busyness, windy weather, fluctuations in warmth and cold. And we're already experiencing these sorts of fluctuations within our bodies. They tend to become a little heightened at this time of year. So if we can cultivate this steadiness and ease for our practice, and at any time during the day, finding our equal parts breath, we can self-regulate and find the journey to the other side of equinox a little less bumpy. And let's take 3 more full, long, Samavriti, equal parts breath. For the third full breath, let's let go of the count. Let go of the ujjayi. Change your natural breathing. Notice how the body and mind feel. Perhaps you've begun to cultivate a little more steadiness and ease. Or perhaps the first time today that you've paused to notice. Maybe you keep your eyes closed. Maybe you blink them open just a little bit. Invite a stretch into the body. And arms up over the head and legs long. Bend through the knees to bring soles of feet to the mat. And start to draw the knees into the chest. A little rock from side to side. Moving too much. You've got a bolster under your knees. And pop it to the side, out of the way. We'll grab it again soon. And grab our strap. We'll take some gentle leg stretches. Bringing the left foot down to the mat. Place the middle of the strap behind the ball of the right foot and extend the right foot. And depending on your body, you may like to lengthen the left leg long or keep the leg bent. Take hold one end of the strap in each hand. And start to draw the toes down towards you. You come back to the rise and fall of your breath. Take hold of both ends of the strap in the right hand. And bring the left arm out to the side. And keeping the left hip and the left shoulder on the mat. And slowly start to open the leg out. And that leg comes out to the side. Maybe your elbow finds the mat. And maybe there is a block under the foot. We're not going to stay here too long. Just come back to your breath. Be more full breath. Notice where you feel the stretch in the body. Your third breath will start to slowly bring the right leg back to center. And the left hand to the strap. And the right arm out. This time keeping right shoulder and right hip on the mat. And draw the right foot just over towards the left a little. And not rolling all the way over a little bit. So you can feel it on the outside. Right thigh. Feel it. Something completely different. Just notice. Really push back to center. Pause for a couple of breaths. And then we'll slowly release. Right foot down. And change over side. Hugging the left knee in. Strap behind the ball of the left foot. And left foot extend. Maybe the right leg extend. 5 full and complete breaths. And you arrive. You return to your count, your Samavriti. Your 5 breaths. Taking hold of the strap in the left hand. And right arm out to the side. The left leg starts to slowly lower. over. Five full and complete breaths here. Or fifth. One more breath. Really take the leg to the other side. Long, slow, full breath. You're fine. Slowly back to center. Final two here. And then release. Bring the strap over to the side. And the knees in. Little rock, gonna squeeze. We'll come into our first yin shape. Our Supta Baddha Konasana. And our knees are out wide and soles of feet together. So we have some options for this shape. Maybe you stay just as you are. Maybe you bring the blocks under the knees. Or maybe if you would like to work a little deeper, we can bring a bolster in. The bolster is a long ways. And we can lift the hips and place the end of the bolster underneath the sacrum. So there's a slight elevation. And then the feet come onto the bolster. And then knees out wide. So just taking your time to find your variation of this shape. Which variation will help you to find your steadiness and ease? If you experience strain or pain or a strong discomfort in any of the shapes, it's not so much steadiness and ease. So taking any movements or adjustments that you need. Back to the rise and fall of your breath. The mind becomes busy. You catch it wandering off into thought. Notice that thinking. Allow the thought to pass on by. Slowly draw the awareness and attention back to the felt sensation within the body, connection to the earth. Come back to the rise and fall of your breath. 3 final full deep breaths here on the shape. Really carefully drawing the knees back towards each other. And pausing here. Maybe you're drawing the knees in again. Taking any movements your body needs to release that stretch. And next pose. I'm going to come over to a supported Sphinx pose. So take your time to get there. Our transitions are just as important as the shape. Maybe the feet slowly find the earth. And lift to move the bolster from underneath you. You might lengthen your legs and pause. Ready. Slowly roll to your side. Maybe a pause. Maybe coming all the way over until round. There are plenty of options for this shape. Maybe you prefer to just be on your forearm. Maybe you like your bolster underneath the body. Take wriggles through hips and legs. Find your comfy shape. Notice how the neck and shoulders feel. Does it feel nice to just lower the head? Or do you prefer to bend through the elbows and rest the chin in your hands? Oh, cutesy shape. Another option is to stand your block up long ways and rest the third eye space down onto the block. And just take the next 30 seconds or so to adjust the body in any way. Change your shape. Sway through the hips, soften through legs. Find your most steady and easeful variation of this pose. Allow the whole body to soften, settle, sinking down, surrendering down into the pose. Come back to that steady, rhythmic breath. Rise and fall. More full, equal parts breaths here. Lift forward and walk the hands back underneath the body. Begin to lift up. Tabletop pose for some sways. Release out through the hips. Walk the knees in and cross the ankles. And then come back to sit. With our legs crossed. Take a little twist from to one side. You move through center. And twist over to the other side. Back to center. Next shape. Come into a forward fold. You can take any sort of forward fold you like. Bring the legs out in front. And what might feel nice is the feet out a little bit. And you might like to bring the bolster to sit over the thighs. Maybe hinge from the hips to fold forward a little bit. Or some other options is to stand the bolster up and hold on to the end and rest your chin. So just folding forward at about 40% of what feels good for you tonight. And just exploring your variation of your fold. Find somewhere where you can settle in your body. If we're experiencing pain or strain or pushing at all, asking yourself, why am I pushing? I don't need to. Allowing, is that creating steadiness and ease in the body? What do I need to do to adjust, to find that within? And then when you arrive, allow your whole body to soften and settle in. Come back to your breath. At any point there is discomfort, it's too strong. There's no need to stay and hold and push. Adjust yourself however you need. Take 3 more. Full deep breath. Deep. And starting to release and lift the body up. And just move the bolster to the side and bring your hands behind the hips. And feel nice to draw shoulders back and lift the chest. Nice to stay there a little longer, or coming back to that cross-legged twist. And twist to one side for 3 breaths. And 3 breaths to the other side. Slow and smooth. After 3 breaths, slowly back to center. Any props out of the way. We're going to come to lie down on our backs again. It's a bolster underneath the sacrum this time. So you bring the bolster under the knees and then lift the hips to bring it under the sacrum. Explore a few different shapes here. So finding something that is right for you tonight. Maybe the hands rest on the belly or out by side. Maybe the knees stay bent with soles of feet on the mat. Maybe it feels nice to lengthen out the legs. Inviting a stretch through the front of the hips. Countering our forward fold from before. And back to the rise and fall of the breath. To keep the legs long. And keep the knees bent. Or perhaps you begin to draw one knee in and one leg long. And bringing the hands to the drawn in knee to hug it in. You've drawn one knee in, and you move as slowly as possible. Slowly begin to draw that foot down to the earth. Perhaps it lengthens long. Maybe you draw the other knee in. Feel even. And it's time to release that leg. Slowly lowering the foot down. And feeling into your body, to your hips. What do your hips need? Does it feel good to lengthen the legs long again? Do soles of feet stay on mat? Or if your body's feeling okay, it might feel nice to draw the knees in and lengthen both legs up towards the ceiling. And finding a shape where you can find steadiness and ease. The legs are up. Can you feel how this shape feels in the legs? Perhaps there is a sense of weightlessness. Notice any tingles or sensations without judgment. Just observe. If your legs are up, we'll take 2 more breaths here. And slowly drawing the knees in and towards the chest. Our next pose is our final pose. Pose of savasana. And perhaps you slowly begin to draw the feet down to the earth. It might feel nice to roll the bolster down behind the knees. If anyone would like any props that they don't have, give me away. I can grab them for you. Taking your time to set yourself up into your final pose. Pose of Shavasana. Pose of surrender and acceptance. My pillows, blankets, anything you need. Allow the whole body to soften and settle here in this shape. To help us begin to work a little deeper into this pose, we'll take a scan through our bodies. invite you to draw your awareness in the body and flow this awareness all the way down the length of your body, all the way down your back body, down into the soles of your feet. Notice sensations in the soles of the feet. Can you notice sensations in the arches of your feet, the balls of your feet? And you notice the little space behind your toes. And you notice the tops of your toes, the tops of your feet. And allow both of your feet to become soft and warm and heavy. And you notice sensations in the backs of your heels. Maybe your feet are connected to the earth. Maybe they float and are connected to the air. And you notice the backs of the ankle, the Achilles. And you notice sensations in the ankle bones on the outside of the legs, the ankle bones on the inside of the legs. And you invite a sense of softness through the length of your shin and into your calf muscle at the back. And you allow your lower legs and feet to be soft, to be warm, and to be heavy. Really begin to move this awareness up into your knees. Notice feelings, sensations in the knees in this moment. Can you notice the kneecaps, the right kneecap, the left kneecap? Can you feel the outside of both knees, the inside? Notice sensations in the backs of the knees, that soft part. Allow both knees to be soft and warm and heavy. Now this sense of softness to start to flow up into your thighs. And you soften the big, strong muscles at the fronts of your thighs and the backs of the thighs. You allow both legs, whole length, both legs, your feet, the whole lower half of your body, soft, warm, heavy. Start to move the awareness and attention up a little higher into the hips and pelvis. Invite a sense of heaviness to the whole pelvic bowl. Feel the weight of the pelvis sinking down into the earth beneath you. Soft, warm, heavy. Feel the connection of the back of the hips, sacrum. Invite softness to flow up into your lower back, your middle back, your lower ribs, your upper back, whole length of your spine, whole back body, soft, warm, heavy. And allow this softness to start to flow outward from the upper back, down the backs of the shoulders, down the length of the arm, and down into the hand. Noticing feelings, sensations in the hand. Inviting softness into the backs of the hand, or the fingers. Softening the fleshy palms of the hand. Both hands are soft, warm and heavy. Allow the softness to flow up into the wrists and forearm. Soft elbows and upper arms. The whole length of both arms, both hands. Soft, warm and heavy. Allow that same softness up into the shoulders. Softening shoulder blades. Backs of the shoulders, tops of the shoulders, the fronts of the shoulders and collarbone. And you soften the muscles in the tops of the shoulders. Go all the way up into the neck. Letting go of any remaining tension. Allowing the neck and shoulders to be soft, warm, heavy. Softness to flow up from the neck, up and over the scalp, down into the forehead, third eye space, temples, cheeks and jaw. Allowing the face and scalp to be soft, warm and heavy. Turning your awareness now to the gentle rise and fall of your breath. Turning to your steadiness and ease. Your stira and sukham. And gentle rhythmic flow. And if your mind becomes busy, wanders off into thought, allow the thoughts to pass. And turn to the steady flow of the breath. I will ring the chimes when it is time to come back. Letting go. And to let go of that practice. Noticing what the mind's been doing. And noticing your awareness of your thought. Have to deepen and lengthen the breath. To invite some small, gentle movement into the body, maybe a wriggle of fingers, a wrinkle of toe, perhaps a gentle roll of the head from one side to the other. As you begin to invite a stretch or yawn into the body. Maybe your arms reach overhead. One side stretches, and then the other. It may feel nice to slowly draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, wrapping arms around knees. Rock from side to side. Slowly rolling onto your right side. A few breaths. Use your right arm and your head as a pillow. And when you're ready, maybe keeping the eyes closed and disturbing the body as little as possible. Slowly, carefully, gently, making your way back to a seated shape. Close off the practice. Take your time to arrive. No rush. Bringing palms together at heart center. Anjali Mudra. Moving palms to third eye space for compassionate thoughts. Lowering palms to lips for compassionate words. And palms to heart center. Compassionate intention. Forwarding gratitude. Honoring our practice. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you, yogis, for sharing your practice tonight. May steadiness and ease be with you. You'll feel mat and into your week. Thank you.